Broncos Guru!
Welcome back, everybody, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, in collaboration with our boy Wavy Boats, and it's another Wavy Guru Productions back down at the ramp, and our crew's trying to get into the dock here, and here we go. We get a little ramp courtesy. My man graciously volunteers to grab the lines for this young lady, and we'll get this boat pulled in. But if we look over onto the right, this may be the crew that really needs the help with the lines a little bit. The current is kind of doing some funky stuff today. We've got the wind blowing one direction and the current's pulling another, which is causing a little confusion down here at the ramp on the best way to approach the dock. And here our guy's going to try and back in, and we're going to kind of ram the dock lightly, ever so lightly at least. He's going to get off of the stern line, but the problem is that the bow is still pulling out on this one, and I'm just guessing it appears there's no bow line. At least not one out. It looks like Wifey's head up to the front to try and get a bow line over to my man. And she's got one tied off, and she's going to go for the toss. She's going to go for the first toss, and we've got a miss on the first one. Second toss, no better luck. And we're going to just do a little handoff on the third one, and we're going to go ahead and get this boat pulled in. And here comes our crew doing one of the most difficult things apparently there is down at the boat ramp, and that's backing up a single jet ski trailer. Everybody seems to struggle with this one a little bit, but our crew's got it down pat. That's what happens when you get an extra set of hands. You can just leave them down there and let them keep straightening this thing out for you, and it'll work out just fine. My question is, how do you do this when you're launching the jet ski? But this crew, with the extra assist right here, is not going to have any issues getting this one back down, and let's see if they can get the ski over onto the trailer now. My man's coming down to assist, and his girl looks like she's going to nail this one, and we'll get this ski put up. One of the easiest things they can do in these SUVs, and I've probably said this too many times now, if they would pop that back hatchback right there, they would be able to see this thing a whole lot easier, and it makes life a whole lot easier trying to back it up. And here comes our crew into the dock, and they're coming in on the right-hand side, but they've also got poles out, hanging out to the right-hand side, and that's probably not a good idea. They're going to come at it anyway, and as I can imagine, these poles are on the inside of the concrete piling here, and we're going to go ahead and smack them around. Fortunately, nobody else was on the dock when that pole went smacking around like that, and nobody got smacked in the head, but our crew's going to go out and try and get this one tied up now, but life could have definitely been made a whole lot easier for this crew, because even right here, trying to get the lines, the poles are kind of in the way. This crew's going to go ahead and just leave them out there for the moment, and they'll tie their lines up, and they'll get on out of here. But it's definitely, you've got to watch when you've got things hanging off the side of the boat like that as you're approaching a dock, especially, I mean, thankfully, once again, nobody was on this dock. And here comes our crew approaching our last dock here. The wind and current's kind of pushing off of this dock, and we do have the rocks on the right-hand side that are kind of invisible because we're almost at high tide right now. So our crew does have to watch out for that one as well. But we're going to go ahead and come in. He's got a good approach angle right here. You definitely want to come in a little steep when we've got the wind and current pushing away. And it appears Wifey's got the dock. Oh, we're backing off. And Wifey, fortunately, lets go. That's one thing when somebody's powering off a dock like that, guys. If you've reached out and grabbed the dock or anything like that, you don't want to try and pull too hard. The last thing that's going to happen is you could wind up in the water, especially because if they're powering off, that motor is going to be stronger than you holding onto the dock. So our crew is going to back out on this one, and we're going to have to reset this up. I don't know that he backed far enough out there, but we'll see. It just depends on what kind of angle he's going to come at. If he's going to come at that steep approach angle again, he'll be all right. But he's really going to have to come in pretty steep on this one. So it looks like we're attempting to make that angle at first, but no, he doesn't like the approach, and we're going to back right back out of this. I really don't feel like he was at a bad spot there. He just needed to come in at that steep approach angle like he did the first time, let Wifey grab the dock, and walk this thing on. But we're going to pull way back out and reset up, and it looks like instead of coming in at the steep approach angle this time, we're going to try let's line up right next to the dock. But once again, you can see that wind whipping in the background. You see the flag up top. It's kind of blowing off the dock, and the current's kind of pulling off the dock as well. So it's just a little bit funky today, and let's see how he's able to pull this one off. Coming in with a nice slow roll approach. He did toss a fender up to Wifey, but nobody's in any rush to get that out. And he's going to grab the dock himself, and it looks like that'll pull us up. But we have no lines. And this is an interesting one. So we have no lines, but our line's being used to hold a bimini top down instead. Which, I mean, as you can see, that's going to cause some issues as we start to float away from the dock. He catches it real quick, realizes he's doing that as he tries to detach this line from his bimini top. I'm wondering if something went wrong with the bimini top while they were out there. I can't imagine this is a permanent situation where that's the setup, where we're going to pull the line off the bimini top every time we're doing something. I'm imagining, in my mind, I want to say something went wrong with the bimini top while they were out. They needed some way to secure it, and that's what they chose to do. We still don't have a bow line, and we're pushing off on the bow again. And these are the things when you're approaching the dock you want to have ready. This is... When you show up at the dock and you're not quite ready like this, it's almost as bad as holding up the line on the other side if you're taking your time loading your boat before you approach the dock. Either way, it can slow down the process at the dock when they're doing this. Fortunately, there's no line right this second. As you can see, there's no weight, but still, you always want to make sure you're ready for everything when you approach the dock so you can get this one in and get that boat out as quick as possible. And this has been a popular ramp today, and it's typically the least popular one here at Boynton. Nobody wants to approach it. It's not a great access point when you're trying to back the vehicle up. There's rocks on the right-hand side. Most of the times when we see people hit this ramp, it's because they don't use this ramp a lot. Or they don't use the Boynton Beach ramp itself a lot, not necessarily this actual lane. But this crew's going to go out here. Our man seems to be struggling with the mid-cleat line for some reason, though. I've been watching him for a few seconds here, and I can't tell if he looped it or not, but it's whatever he's doing, he keeps messing with it. So something's telling me he doesn't like the way it's on there. He doesn't like something that's set up about it. But our crew, it looks like with a nice slow roll approach, they're going to make it in here pretty easily. And even with his struggles on the mid-cleat, it looks like he's got it, and we should get this one tied off and be able to get out of here. And as usual, we missed it. We thought he had that mid-cleat line tied, but apparently he didn't loop it, is what I'm guessing happened. He just had it sitting over the mid-cleat. As they went to go get the trailer, of course it came off. We now have a line on the dock, boat drifting out, and it's just no longer on the mid-cleat. So our man here's tossed it back off. And this is the gentleman from the boat on the left, so he's out here giving this crew an assist. And looks like the gentleman here, his wife's going to come out and give the boat a little push off on the stern as well, make sure it doesn't hit the dock, and we should get this one tied up and hopefully look at the truck and trailer down here and they'll be able to get this boat out and be able to get out of here. Speaking of getting out of here, we're going to get out of here as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, we do some great comedy boating videos over there as well. And we also have Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. And if you haven't already, guys, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.